Stop requesting or requiring the FBI or the DOJ to update its evidence for you. You're not the target audience. They're trying to preserve the integrity of this case for when they get it in front of a jury, who are the only people who matter. I'm sorry, but their opinion is the only opinion that's going to matter in this case. And they will come to that opinion based on evidence that gets submitted to them that passes the rules of evidence, which are there to maintain the integrity of a case, an investigation, and of the defendant's constitutional rights.
Yes, Megyn Kelly is sending our powerful message. I don't know if she is going after Candace Owens or what exactly. I saw this video, I could not bypass. There is something more concerning for this now. We have been talking about Candace Owens, Erika Kirk, and it has actually drawn a lot of attention to social media. There is something Megyn Kelly said on this video. I want us to take an exclusive look into all this.
So I'd love to know where things stand with that piece of the investigation. But because I am a sane person who understands the law, I also know that the FBI, does not run around updating its investigation and releasing the very latest on what they found. And people who are demanding that the FBI or DOJ do so do not know anything about law enforcement. Some of us have been covering in depth legal cases and matters and have even tried cases and matters for years. That is how I have spent the past 30 years of my life, plus trying cases involved in the legal system as a trial attorney, then a Supreme Court correspondent covering cases, civil and criminal, then as a legal correspondent for Fox News, legal commentator for Fox News, and ever thereafter. And let me tell you something. The FBI does not run around updating its information after somebody gets indicted. It doesn't. It would be extraordinary if it were to do so. And the DOJ is extremely tight-lipped normally on its criminal cases. When it's not, it's behaving inappropriately. When it's not, you have rogue prosecutors who wasn't with the DOJ, Tish James, but like her, the Attorney General of New York, running around trying to update her case against Donald Trump, or Fannie Willis mouth off about Donald Trump. What did we do when those prosecutors did that? We ripped them a new one because it's inappropriate. Stop requesting or requiring the FBI or the DOJ to update its evidence for you.
Yes, there is this comment I saw. Someone said because the state has to hide the evidence from the defense because it is not about justice, it is about winning, and in the case, the evidence should be able to stand up to public scrutiny. They should not be able to hide it until trial. A lot of people actually are against what Megyn Kelly said on this video. Someone replied, she's a former lawyer, took her 3 months to drop truth when Candace has gone on accusing anybody and everybody for the past 3 months. Megyn just dropped this. There is something more concerning about this whole video. If you take a look at what people are doing, asking questions on TikTok. I don't know if these TikTokers actually want to seek answers, justice for what happened. For people to allow the FBI to conclude their work, let's see what they are going to bring out.
You're not the target audience. They're trying to preserve the integrity of this case for when they get it in front of a jury, who are the only people who matter. I'm sorry, but their opinion is the only opinion that's going to matter in this case. And they will come to that opinion based on evidence that gets submitted to them that passes the rules of evidence, which are there to maintain the integrity of a case, an investigation, and of the defendant's constitutional rights. That's how our system works. That's how our system works. Stop demanding that the FBI update you. That's not how it works. And it would be inappropriate for them to come out and shoot off their mouths about the latest and greatest they have, unless and until they are ready to arrest somebody else. And when they are, if they are, on Transtifa, we're all ears. Then they will provide some basic modicum of evidence to support the arresting affidavit, the arrest indictment. That's how this works. By the way, criminal prosecutors have an ethical obligation not to spout off about their evidence in the case. We actually pulled this morning, just in case you were wondering. Rule 3.8 of the ABA model rules restricts prosecutors from making extrajudicial statements that heighten public condemnation. Remember when Fani Willis did that about Donald Trump and his defense lawyers too? Or like spouting off about how race was at issue in this case? It was completely inappropriate. And we argued that correctly at the time. So I don't know how we spun from that into we're allowed to spew conspiracies about the case because the FBI is not saying anything. That's just backwards. It's not true, okay? It's not. The rules are the same in all the cases, including this one. Now, here's what happened in court. Tyler, there's been a back and forth now between Erika Kirk and Candace Owens. And I want to ask you guys about the politics of this, the politics of it, and also the politics of real. Because those two things right now are dividing the conservative movement and some inside of it. And now it's gone beyond the back and forth between like a Candace and the Turning Point group into this is going to cost us the midterms. The midterms, you guys are the politics experts. So I'm going to set up the underlying argument on which you do not need to opine, but I'm going to ask you for your take on the politics of it. So for the audience, here is what happened. Something extraordinary happened yesterday.
Yes, for this now, social media is questioning Megyn Kelly's takes pertaining to this issue. If you remember, this is what Megyn Kelly had to say after a clash with Ben Shapiro.
He said that Candace has been claiming Erika Kirk was behind, which I had not heard, and I was taken aback because that seems like something I would have heard. It's so crazy, and I have since learned it is not true. Candace has not made that claim. And in fact, I've now seen several clips of Candace specifically defending Erika Kirk and saying she would never make a claim like that about Erika and that she is open-minded to other people at Turning Point. That's obvious. She's been making that point. I had heard that point. But she's specifically been defending Erika Kirk. And she's been saying she does not think that of Erika. And in fact, if you read her comments, she's under pressure to make comments about Erika. And so far, what I've seen, she hasn't. So thank you for that question.
Yes, Candace released another episode. On that video, this is what she said. According to Collins, Candace went start mocking Erika on her show, suggests she should be on Turning Point Peru because she can make a psychological operation look organic. Owen also suggested that women should not be in charge of companies because of their emotions. I have never been more obvious of a psychological operation. I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them make these things look more organic. That is what Candace Owens said. It didn't end there. There is another video she released saying she's not backing down. There are videos of Candace Owens saying if Erika asks her to stop, she will stop. But yesterday, Candace released another one that she will not stop. I don't know why this is happening.
As fired up as I've seen her on this, clearly addressed Candace directly without saying her name. And I know for a fact this was an address to Candace, and Candace knew it too because she responded to it. Here is Erika Kirk. This is how Erika teed it up. Let's start with SOT 9. SOT 9.
Here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
I believe you've seen Megyn Kelly. She refused not to elaborate or to comment on what is going on currently. A lot of people are calling on Megyn Kelly after she said Candace Owens spent a lot of time defending Erika. People noticed that. It came as a result of Megyn Kelly's clash with Ben Shapiro. Megyn came the next day, put out that statement. And thank you. As of the short clips you see at the end, that is for the white algorithm. God bless you abundantly.
Isn't it just dumb? I mean, aren't people going to be... What a child he is. Everyone around him treats him like he's... Went on nonstop until almost midnight time.
And while the president wasn't exactly sure which organs were scanned, he knew which one wasn't.
He beat Hillary by 41 points.
Right.
And this ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side.
Even get an off
If the Democrat
thing, because how many times do somebody asks
for?
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't
right.
do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah.
President Obama is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all like
To have a television show.
to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
Said that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about... surprised to see Darth Renner.
And in general, to think to myself, anybody who is earnestly searching for the truth.
Come after me, call me names.
So you want to put these people